working 7 days a week ever since COVID started, for the most part. So it would be really nice to get a break. So I'm getting burned out.
The scope of this renovation included removing and replacing the old flooring and upgrading the trim. I needed to see how much variation was in the floor before installing the new flooring, so I used a straight edge to see if the variation was more than 1/8 of an inch over 6 feet. It was immediately apparent that I was going to have to do some sort of self-leveling concrete to fix the floor because there were highs and lows all over the place. So today is concrete pour day for the self-leveling floor. I've already done the application of the self-leveling primer to connect, or to allow bonding between the two, the old concrete and the new. The manufacturers give a very specific mix ratio for the concrete self-leveler, and we followed it pretty much to the letter. So we finished the pour this evening. It took us about 3 hours, I think. I think it started off, we used the higher end of the recommended mix, and it seemed like it was still a little bit difficult to work, so we added a little bit more water, and that made it a lot easier. And yeah, it seemed to go really well. I'm gonna go back first thing in the morning and put the flooring that's outside right now back inside so that it can acclimatize for about 48 hours. In order to have a feeling of more flow through the condo, the client wanted the boards to run across the long dimension. So that means when you're walking through doorways, you're walking with the grain of the wood. This provided a couple of potential challenges if the building was out of square, which it was. And so I decided to snap a line down the center line of the doorway, and we've ended up pinning a 2x4 down to the concrete to give us a solid piece of backing so that we could have a guaranteed straight line through the center of the room. We got to the next doorway, we wanted to make sure that the flooring would flow through and not taper in any direction, so we continued the string line, the straight edge, across our last plank, and we snapped a new line.
I'm gonna move all the material over to the site this morning, all the tools, and then I'm gonna go to the building center, pick up the trim, and then we're gonna get to it.
weird situation here where the door, the jamb is actually inset from the face of the drywall a little bit, and so you can see how much I've had to shim the trim going on the side there. And so that gives a really rolled angle onto this piece here. And so you can see I ended up cutting this piece back at about a 10-degree angle, and it goes in pretty good. All right, so we finished up for the day, and we got just a quick little walk around. We got all the trim done. Not most of it. We got all the trim done. Okie dokes. So next morning, I'm back. I actually missed a little piece of trim yesterday because that's what happens. And so yeah, came in. We got this guy done this morning. The order of the day today is going to be filling all the nail holes with wood filler, and I'm going to go around and caulk all the baseboards and see if we can get everything done today. We got the transition strips all made. We reused 2 of the old ones. We just sanded them down, and then we fabricated 2 new ones with just like a little rabbet in the edge to catch the transition in the flooring, and they actually work pretty well. So here's kind of the final look for me. So we have all the trim and everything in, all the flooring done. There still needs to be a little bit of paint for the baseboards and trim. That's pretty much it. So all in all, that was a pretty great project for me. That was probably the biggest side project that I've ever taken on, and overall I think it went really, really well. Yeah, we got the floor in, we got the floor leveled, installed, and we got all the baseboards in, caulked and filled, and everything went great. There were a few hitches, definitely, and there were a few takeaways, but the client's happy, and I'm happy and exhausted. And I'm probably going to take a break from side work for a couple of weeks at least, and just kind of recover and on to the next project.